Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. On today's episode, we'll share some important holiday travel tips. We'll visit a memorial for our fallen veterans, and we'll learn about the Manatee Watch Group. Then on the business beat, Joanne Magley visits a leading provider of building products. In Solutions for Your Life, we'll get a look at what's happening at the Extension office. And finally, joining Community Information Director Dave Byron in the studio is Volusia County Fire Rescue Chief Jeff Smith. Those segments, news, and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. I hope you stay tuned. The holiday travel season is upon us, and while Daytona Beach International Airport is just plain easy and convenient, travelers should allow additional time for airport ticketing and screening. The Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, urges holiday air travelers to bring plenty of patience to the airport and to plan ahead to avoid unnecessary delays at the security checkpoints. During the heavy travel volume periods through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the New Year's holidays, passengers should be security ready when they arrive at the airport. Passengers approaching security checkpoints should have their travel documents, tickets, boarding passes, picture IDs, etc. out and ready for inspection. Coats and jackets should be off, and carry-on items including laptop computers should be ready for inspection prior to reaching the security checkpoints. Jay Cassens, Business Development Director for Daytona Beach International Airport, said travelers can save a lot of time by traveling to and from the county's airport in Daytona Beach.
Well, most big airports, they're very chaotic during the holidays. Of course, Daytona Beach International is a little bit more chaotic than normal, but nowhere close to the big airport experience. You're able to park just a few steps away from your gate, from the ticket counters. The lines are going to be a little bit longer during the holidays, but nothing compared to some of the larger airports. So it remains convenient even during the holiday seasons. And now with TSA PreCheck, it's even more convenient. You can get through even quicker.
Some additional useful tips include packing fragile items in a carry-on bag to minimize the risk of damage and loss. Identification tags should be in and on all baggage, including laptops, but suitcases should not be locked. If TSA security officers need to open a locked bag for inspection, they may have to break your lock. If you choose a luggage lock, use a TSA-approved lock, which has a locking system that enables security officers to open and relock the bag. For more information, you can visit flydaytonafirst.com. As a way to honor the Central Florida members of the U.S. Armed Forces who have fallen in the line of duty, including 223 from Volusia County, the Volusia County Council recently approved a $25,000 donation to the Central Florida Veterans Memorial Park Foundation.
Memorial is a project that we started on after we finished working with Congress to get funding for the VA Medical Center. Our veterans were sitting around one day after we got the funding in place. We had groundbreaking, and they said, well, we're not done yet. We want to create a memorial park as the focal point of the hospital, and it turns out it is the only memorial park adjacent to and part of a VA Medical Center in the entire United States.
The nonprofit group is raising funds to support the upkeep of the memorial to the fallen at the Lake Nona VA Medical Center. According to Foundation Chairman Jerry Pierce, the memorial honors more than 1,100 fallen service members from Central Florida.
The memorial there is a very big part of the hospital because a lot of memorials around the United States are literally located next to a courthouse, behind a courthouse. People visit that maybe once a year. This is the focal point of the medical center, and beyond being just the memorial, which is important in itself, it's also a place of healing where people who are staying in the community living center, and there's a chapel next to it, there's a rehab facility that's part of the complex, so that people that are there can then go out and visit and see the names of friends and family. So it's a place of healing. So really it serves three purposes beyond just being a memorial or a monument, which it is to honor the fallen and the ultimate sacrifice, but also a place of healing and also then a place of education that freedom is not free.
The $3 million memorial, which opened in 2013, overlooks a tranquil lake. It provides a special place to remember the Central Floridians who died while serving our country and to mourn our losses. Next to the main memorial are smaller, more private areas with granite monuments with the names of the service members who fell in various wars. Each private area has shaded seating and attractive landscaping. For more information about the Memorial to the Fallen, you can visit cfvmpf.org. Manatees are the gentle giants of Florida's coastal waters and rivers. As they glide gracefully through the waters, they're easy prey for speeding boats and their propellers. Volusia County government is committed to documenting and to protecting these beloved marine mammals. The county is looking for enthusiastic volunteers to participate in Manatee Watch. It's a program that identifies the presence of manatees in local waterways. Residents who live on the water, spend a lot of time near the water, or are avid boaters are encouraged to become Manatee Watchers. Manatee Watch coordinators will host training sessions at 2 p.m. December 11th at the Thomas C. Kelly Administration Center in DeLand and at 10 a.m. December 12th at the Marine Discovery Center in New Smyrna Beach.
When volunteers come to do our free Manatee Watch training, what they're actually going to be doing is becoming citizen scientists. And they're going to be able to contribute to our body of knowledge of how manatees are using Volusia County waterways. And what they're going to be learning to do is to document manatees. They're going to be able to document the sighting itself, where it occurred. They're also going to document the behaviors of the manatees. They're going to learn how to draw scar patterns. They're going to learn how to photograph manatees.
Information gathered from Manatee Watch volunteers provides vital information about manatee behavior, movement within the waterways, habitat use, and individual identification. Participants will receive a packet of training materials. The Manatee Watch program is open to individuals, families, businesses, and civic organizations. Participants should be at least 16.
Manatees in the St. Johns River have been a success story. Back in 1980, only about 35 manatees were documented in Blue Spring. And as of last season, they identified 483 individual manatees. So yes, they have been a success story here, but that's because of all the protections that have been put in place. And they're going to need those protections going forward for them to thrive into the future. They're very smart and playful animals, and it's certainly a species we want to continue to have here in Florida and have our visitors be able to observe as well.
To register, you can contact Georgia Zern at gzern@volusia.org, or you can call 386-736-5927, extension 12839. For more information about manatees and Manatee Watch, you can visit volusiamanatees.org. Time now to join reporter Joanne Magley on the Business Beat.
Local business leaders, dignitaries, and executives put their gold shovels in the dirt to celebrate the groundbreaking of Top Build in Daytona Beach. Top Build is the biggest installer and distributor of insulation in the United States. Currently located in the industrial park behind Volusia Mall, the company is making an investment of several $1 million to build a new 65,000 square foot corporate headquarters off of Williamson Boulevard in Daytona Beach. Robert Buck is the president and chief operating officer.
So you probably heard that Masco, our previous parent company, purchased a company here in Daytona Beach, Gale Insulation, back in 1995. So in the next 10 years, some great things happened. The economy was cooperating, so nice organic growth in the company, as well as a major roll-up and acquisition strategy happened. So what was a about a $75 million company became about a $3 billion company over a 10-year period. Our parent company, Masco, decided to spin us off, become our own public independent company, July 1st of this year, so we're very excited about that.
TopBuild is comprised of two divisions. True Team, which manages installation, and Service Partners, which manages distribution. Jerry Volas, TopBuild's Chief Executive Officer, says the decision to expand in Daytona Beach was a natural one.
When it became time for us to decide where we were going to put our new corporate center, we had a lot of history here, we had a lot of success here, great community, we have a big employee base, we have over 200 employees that work in the company right in this office today, and they liked it here. So when you roll all that together, it was a pretty easy decision in our opinion that we should just make permanent roots here.
TopBuild received an economic incentive package that includes up to $385,000 from the county and state if the company meets its goal of creating at least 55 jobs here over 5 years. The local effort that worked to help convince TopBuild to keep its headquarters in Daytona Beach included the city, Volusia County, CEO Business Alliance, Team Volusia Economic Development Corporation, the Daytona Beach Regional Chamber of Commerce, and Enterprise Florida.
It's a true partnership between us and the statewide network of economic development partners in each local county that really provides the energy, the solutions that make it easy or makes it available for businesses to move to Florida, expand in Florida, or to create their success here in Florida.
The Fisher family, TopBuild's current and future landlord, and their commercial real estate agent, Dick McNerney of Adams, Cameron and Company Realtors, were also instrumental in securing TopBuild, which has a large reach over much of the United States.
This is our corporate headquarters, but you're right, majority of our presence is across the U.S., so we have 260 locations across the U.S. We're active in 99 of the top 100 metropolitan areas across the U.S. as well, so about 190 locations on our installation business and about 75 locations on our distribution business, so 8,000 employees across the country, so we are the leader in our industry, both with our footprint and our scale, as well as our customer relationships across the country.
The new headquarters is expected to be completed in the fall of 2016. For the Business Beat, I'm Joanne Magley.
Today on Solutions for Your Life, University of Florida Extension agents Lisa Hamilton and Jill Toffer give an update on new food and gardening programs available through the Volusia County's Extension office.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hamilton, Extension Agent at the University of Florida Extension in Volusia County. I'm here today to share how our staff is participating in the Volusia County Annual Food Drive. Fortunate and happy to participate in the food drive because so much of what we do centers around food that's available to families in Volusia County. I'm here with Jill Toffer, Extension Agent and Registered Dietitian.
Thanks, Lisa. We are going to continue to provide programming in the area of nutrition and wellness, including food demos in the coming year.
Because so much of what we do here at the University of Florida Extension revolves around food and food systems available in Volusia County. And so this highlights the need for good, nutritious food for families in our county.
And I'm going to be continuing nutrition education here at the Extension office and at the libraries on diabetes prevention, healthy cooking techniques, and we also want to expand programming out to eating locally, choosing your local produce, when is it in season, and we have a wonderful demonstration garden now, so anyone can come by and see how easy it is to have their own garden at home. And Joe Seward's here with us. Joe, I hear there's something big going on December 10th. Why don't you tell everybody about that?
I want everybody to mark their calendars. You are all invited to our open house and landscape dedication of our new demonstration and teaching gardens here at the University of Florida Extension office in DeLand. We are right in front of the fairgrounds. Program is from 10 till 2 on Thursday, December 10th, and everybody is invited to our open house. We'll have refreshments, we'll have guided tours of the demonstration gardens, and like Jill said, part of the demonstration is about how to grow your own food. So mark your calendars for December 10th.
So Lisa, I hear you're going to be doing programming in the coming year on budgeting, healthy eating on a budget.
Yes, that's a topic we get a lot of questions on, healthy eating on a budget. There's a common belief that it's expensive to eat healthy, and we're going to show you how you can buy fresh, affordable food and eat healthy on a budget. That will be one series of several that we're presenting at the University of Florida Extension related to food systems here in Volusia County. With Solutions for Your Life, I'm Lisa Hamilton.
And I'm Jill Toffer. Thank you for watching.
Time now to head into the studio to join Community Information Director Dave Byron, where his guest is Chief Jeff Smith of the Volusia County Fire Rescue.
Thanks, Amber, and hi, everyone, and happy holidays. You know, it seems every holiday season there's the tragic story about a family losing everything they have to a house fire caused by faulty wiring, an unattended candle, or a Christmas tree too close to the fireplace. During the holidays, people can become preoccupied and a bit careless. So today we want to go over some common sense fire prevention things we all need to do to get through the holidays and the winter heating season without any incident. So we're pleased to have with us in the studio today Jeff Smith. He's Fire Services Chief for Volusia County. Chief, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Dave. Thanks for having me.
And happy holidays to you and the men and women of Fire Services.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, you know, I know you're a career firefighter, and you've seen it probably more times than you ever want to recall. You know, you see those tragic fires Christmas Eve, day before Christmas or whatever, and oftentimes due to carelessness.
Exactly, and the heartbreak of it is that it's usually preventable, Dave.
Yeah, and it's so tragic, you know.
It is.
All you know, the kids are looking forward to Christmas, and all of a sudden everything is gone. Let's start as we talk about safety. Let's talk about holiday lighting. People like to put lights up around the house, outside, inside, and so forth. What sort of advice do we give people to before they put those lights up?
Well, what we say is it's okay to use lights that you've had for a while. When you take them out and unpack them from the attic or wherever you stored them,
right.
Check the wiring, check the bulbs, make sure they're all good before you put them up. If there's a doubt, don't use them. Go out and get something new. We don't want you using staplers to anchor them up there. You see that a lot with the icicle lights. But the new LED lights allow us to provide longer lengths of lights, 12, up to 12, I believe, and that reduces the demand for extension cords, which adds a degree of safety to it. And we would just recommend that you make sure you get a reputable electrical device, one that's been certified through Underwriters Laboratory or one of the others. But just practice good common sense. Don't run it over nails. Don't support weight on it. And when in doubt, replace it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chief, I think you make a good point. The lights that you can buy today, the LED lights and so forth, much safer and much more energy efficient than the old lights used to be.
Yes, most definitely. And that just actually, believe it or not, they're brighter with the lights. And so it just adds so much safety to the holiday season. We encourage people to do that. And one thing we notice here in Florida is that in Florida we decorate a lot. And that is a problem for us.
Right. And Chief, you made mention, it's probably good just to underscore this, you know, most people like me, you know, they store the Christmas decorations up in the attic. They're up there in the heat all year long, and they can dry out and the wires can become brittle. So check those wires, huh?
Yes, yes, most definitely. Give it a good once over. Check the bulbs and the fittings and make sure that everything's good, because that'll give you a problem. One other thing that we want to advertise is that you use ground fault interruption device on the outside for your plug, so that if things do get wet, we get a storm, a limb hits something, it'll shut that power down and keep you safe.
And when you buy those Christmas decorations, those lights, it says on the box for indoor use or for outdoor use, and that's important.
It is important. And the other thing is, people like to use those little cheater extension cords, and you will see that most of those are for indoor use only, and they try to use them in an outdoor environment. That's a no-no, so let's try to be safe.
A lot of people like to buy real Christmas trees.
Yes, they do.
What do we advise people on Christmas trees?
What we say is go ahead and pick out a good fresh one like you identified earlier. Sometimes these things are packed away and they're not in the best shape when you buy them, so be a little smart when you're purchasing, try to get something that's very fresh, nice and green and tender. Cut bottom 2 inches off. Make sure you put it in water and you water it daily.
Right.
I would say check it twice a day just to make sure, because all that adds up to a fire hazard if it gets dried out, and you know that living here in Florida.
What do you advise people to do in terms of keeping that tree away from heat sources?
3 feet is what we ask for. And in Florida, we do have homes that have fireplaces, and the holiday season entices people to burn that fireplace even though there may not be a need for heat, but we need folks to be mindful about the proximity of the Christmas tree, especially a real tree. 3 feet perimeter at the minimum for any kind of heating source, and that goes with an electric heater that could be set up in there. So
okay, let's talk about candles, because today you can buy candles that are battery operated that look exactly like and give you that feel of a real candle without the danger.
That's correct. My wife likes to have those battery powered candles in the windows, and it's something she leaves there overnight. They're photoelectric, so they'll come on at dark and go off in the day, and we never have to worry about it. And the effect, like you said, it's spot on. It looks real, and many times the tea lights are being replaced with battery powered lights in restaurants and things like that. That's adding to safety. If you want to burn a candle, and many of the candles are scented these days, we want you to be smart about it. At least 12-inch perimeter around any kind of decorative device that's there. In the case that you have here with the flowers, that wrapping there would certainly be something flammable, so we'd want you to leave that candle at least a foot away. Make sure it's on a good base, it's on a good safe table. The kids aren't running around where they can knock it over. And when you get down toward the end, don't burn it all the way to the bottom. Put it out and throw that away. Be safe about it. Don't leave the room and leave it burning. When you go to bed at night, put it out. As a matter of fact, the little stat, the worst days for candle fires nationally are Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and Christmas Eve.
Wow, not surprising. A lot of people in Florida, I think what happens, Chief, is you get up in the morning and it's a little chilly, so you may have the fireplace going, or you may have some candles going, and then by noon it's warm in the house. You open the windows up, and then you got a breeze coming in with the candles still going, and that's a problem.
That is a problem, especially anywhere where a combustible product could get in the flame path, and then away you go. So.
And I mean, it goes without saying that during the holidays, a lot of people like to drink alcoholic beverages. If they get tired or have had too much to drink, that's a recipe for trouble as well.
It is good cheer, and that'll carry over to cooking and things like that. We see people that get burned grilling and things, and it's unfortunate, like I said, with the stats there on the candle fires. I'm sure that alcohol is probably involved in that as well.
Right. Now, we've talked about people that like to fry a turkey or cook with oil, and that presents a set of inherent dangers.
It does. As a matter of fact, National Fire Protection Association recommends not using those deep oil fryers for turkey frying. And the problem is they're not set up in the most stable environment. They're flammable. We talked about that. If you put a turkey that's larger than what you really thought it was, and it pushes that oil outside the top, which it will, it'll displace it. It goes right down on that flame. Now you've got flame that's shooting 5-6 feet high. If you're in the garage or in an awning area and it's flammable, now you got another problem.
You got a problem. You got a real problem.
You do.
All right, so it's been nice and warm so far this year in Florida, but we know that we're going to get a few chilly nights. A lot of people like to resort to space heaters, and that's another piece of advice that people need to be careful of.
Yes, we want to make sure that you're using one of the new safer ones that's got a switch, a shut-off switch if it gets knocked over. You want to make sure that it's set up stable. Again, use about a 2-foot perimeter from anything that would be combustible. So if you've got curtains or any decorations or anything like that, just be smart about that. Don't have them around where the kids are running and playing in the house and things like that. And you don't see too many of those kerosene heaters anymore because we've gone away from that, but some people still have those. They need to be smart about that. carbon monoxide detectors in the house if they're going to use something like that. And we ask that you have your fireplace, if you're going to burn it, to make sure you have it inspected at least annually by a certified chimney person to look for any of those problems, because believe it or not, when it does get cold, people like to throw the wood in there, and if the chimney's old, there could be a crack, and then we have a fire that breaks out as a result of that. So just be wise about what you're doing.
And you know, it goes without saying, Chief, that you know, throughout the year, whether it's any holiday or non-holiday, you need to make sure your smoke detector's working properly.
We like people to check their smoke detectors at least once a month now. Just double check them. Holiday seasons, December is the worst month of the year for house fires because of all the activity and things, people jamming decorations and stuff in there. So we ask that you be mindful of that. Check those smoke detectors before people come over. And too many people take the batteries out if they're cooking in the kitchen and forget to put them back in. Let's don't do that.
And you know, statistically, people have a much greater safety chance of getting out of a fire with a working smoke detector than they
Yes, your survivability goes up tremendously by having an operating smoke detector, especially outside the sleeping areas. That's a very important one. And in the kitchen area, that's another good place to have one.
If I want more information, Chief, how do I get more information?
You can go on our website, volusia.org, and click on services, click on fire rescue. We've got a lot of information there about home fire safety and also about other safety issues, wildfire activities and things like that that'll be around the corner next for us.
And before I let you go, if you're going to be out and about on the roads, be patient.
Please do.
Just have your patience with you, and just be careful, huh?
Yeah, the holiday season causes us to get in a hurry, and we don't need to do that, Dave. Drive safely and be friendly in your driving. That'll make our job a lot safer. It'll keep the hospitals down, and it's good for the public. So let's practice that.
Well, Chief, thanks for being with us. Some great information. Again, happy holidays to you and the men and women of Volusia County Fire Services.
Thank you, Dave. We appreciate that, and we hope everyone out in the public has a good holiday season as well.
Our guest today, Jeff Smith, he's a Volusia County Fire Services Chief. And with that, Amber, we'll go back to you. And again, happy holidays, everyone.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. Incidentally, you can find the County Council's meeting calendar there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, topics of interest, activities, and how you can become involved. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osmond. Have a wonderful evening.